Hello, my name is Austin Shadle, and welcome back to the Life Endurance Podcast, where we explore methods of unlocking your true potential in the greatest endurance race we all partake in, life. Today, I'm going to dive in a bit on a big topic: habits. Two main pieces of habits. First, the fact that every action you take influences your habits, and second, triggers, which is something that really hit me while reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. For the first point, everything you do is contributing to a habit, whether you're conscious of it or not. It may take a long time, but even one small thing done every day can become a habit. And a habit can take many forms. Normal things like double checking your door or car are locked, where you put your keys when you get home. But it can also be things like compulsively checking your phone, or what food you grab from the pantry, how you respond to situations. Habits can be both good and bad. How well you control your habits is a major factor in how successful you will be. When thinking about habits, literally consider everything you do as a habit. Everything between waking up to going back to sleep. When I say every action you take influences your habits, what I also mean is that every time you take an action, you are increasing the likelihood of you doing that action again. So consider that. It can be viewed as a battle of numbers. How many times do you go for the apple versus the candy bar? The answer will indicate which is more likely for you to choose next time. Do you hit snooze or get right up in the morning? Again, every day you hit the snooze button, you increase the likelihood that you'll do the same thing tomorrow. And if the negative option is losing the battle, the only way to change that is through discipline. Again, think of it like a numbers game. As you go for a snack or approach your alarm clock, which result have you chosen more lately, and do you want that pattern to continue? If not, then it is up to you to enact discipline. Following that logic chain, when you see someone who seems like they have perfect discipline, what's more likely is they had discipline in stages and increased the positive instance numbers by so much that they now don't need discipline. Their habit is to go grab the apple or avoid the snooze button. The positive is already the most likely outcome, so they don't have to spend as much discipline as someone who hasn't built the positive versions of the habits. This is how you reach high levels of success and productivity. You constantly building those positive habits to a point that the negative is unlikely and doesn't require spending as much discipline. So take this idea and drill it into your head. I guarantee if you consciously view every action and take it as a habit for the next week, you will develop a very clear understanding of where you need to spend your discipline and change regular negative actions. And the second point, triggers. This was a very eye-opening concept for me when I learned it. Every habit has a trigger, and identifying triggers makes controlling habits much easier. The famous example of this, of course, is Pavlov's dog. If you ring a bell every time you feed a dog for a long enough time, eventually simply ringing the bell will make the dog salivate as if it's about to eat. So here are some habits and triggers I've had in the past. One example is every time I would park my car at home, I would check my phone. For me, the act of parking my car in the apartment parking lot became a trigger for me to check my phone. I wasn't necessarily looking for or expecting a particular message. I would just automatically open my phone and start looking through various apps. I would call this a waste of time and a negative habit. Another that I still struggle with at times was from a time where I was very depressed, unmotivated, and also had a lot of free time. I would binge eat a ton of food and then take a nap. Actually, tired or not, I programmed my body to seek sleep after eating a bunch of food. And this still can affect me. Sometimes I'll eat not even that big of a meal, and unless I have something pulling my attention directly after, I feel the overwhelming urge to sleep. Even if I know I'm not tired and have other things to do, the feeling still occurs. And that's another big point. How you feel can be a habit as well. And the biggest source of triggers in today's world is without a doubt our cell phones. Be mindful when you use your phone. It's all too easy to fall into bad habits on them. So you pick up your phone to check a text from your mom. Okay, that's fine. But does that instantly transition into scrolling on TikTok for half an hour? If so, you have let checking texts become a trigger. And now you have to use discipline or maybe an app management tool to stop it. Remember from the last episode about how convenient and easy life really is in today's modern age? Triggers and bad habits are everywhere and plentiful. The easiest way to interrupt a habit pattern is to remove the trigger. It's up to you to become aware of both external influences as well as yourself. You are your habits. So I challenge you every day for 1 week, identify a habit that you have. Big, small, good, or bad. Turn viewing actions as habits into a habit itself. Be aware and play the numbers game. Build an unstoppable positive number in the habit game and watch your success skyrocket. Habits are definitely a big topic, but I hope these points resonated with you. If you want to support the podcast as well as yourself, check out my affiliate links in the description. You can find my favorite Cage supplements and get 15% off with the code SHADY15, as well as my favorite adventure gear from Kettle Mountain with their lifetime repair guarantee. Check it out now to get 15% off of your first order. And if you ever want to reach out, hit me up on Instagram at endurancebeast. I thank you for listening today, and as always, I look forward to sharing the next episode.